Welcome to another episode of Happy Hour Chicks. And on the panel today, we have D-Town.
Hey, everybody.
We got Brandy. And we have Alicia.
Hello.
Well, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in to watch. So let's dive right into it. Now, let's hold up. Let's step one step back. All the ladies got these nice-looking drinks today. And what they're drinking is a strawberry pineapple blaster, Frank Nitty style daiquiri. The ladies, y'all like those drinks?
They're delicious. Yeah.
Yes.
No complaints.
Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna show you how to make it, and you're gonna like it. As always, when you learn, then you can drink with us. Okay, let's get started. Our first topic today is, what's a good dream date night? Who should pay for it? And is chivalry still the thing to do? And have we bagged out? And who should pay for the first date? We'll start with Alicia. She's going to give us the deal on this. Here we go.
Of course, I'm still where the man should pay for the date, whether I ask or whether he asks. A good date is somewhere where we can have conversation. I would like to go somewhere that represents him. So wherever he would go, so I can get to know him a little bit better, that would be great. Maybe followed up by a nice restaurant, so we can have conversation and get to know each other. And I'm thinking more of like a first date. That would be great for me because you're getting to know that person a little bit better, and be in their element, and so you'll know if you're going to be compatible or not just by where they like to hang out with. Maybe a couple of friends are at the place where they frequent, so that you can get to know each other better.
Okay. My idea of a first date is pretty similar. Go out to a restaurant, maybe take a walk in a park somewhere, but definitely has to be a type of setting where we can conversate and get to know each other. For a first date, you always want to be able to sit down somewhere quiet, get to know each other. And as far as who should pay, I'm okay with going Dutch, and I'm okay with paying for the date. But that's also going to determine every other time, every other date, or where we go from there. If we going Dutch, then we peoples. You my boy. That's it. You know, I pay for me, you pay for you. We just hanging out. We not really on a date. If I pay for the date, I hope we have a good night and we have fun, because it's probably not going to happen again. If you pay for the date, okay, you know, most likely you're the one who asked. So, then yeah, well, we'll probably go out again depending on how it goes. But like I said, I think whoever asks, usually that would be the man, because a woman shouldn't be asking the man out. But yeah, most likely if he wants a future with me, if he's feeling me like that, yeah, he should take up that check. Because if he don't, you know, that'll be determining what kind of relationship we have. So I think chivalry's dead. I do. I think it kind of is dying out a lot, and I think women have lower standards now. They don't even require it no more. They don't require for a man to open the door for them. They don't really require for a man to treat us like a queen. We're not really requiring that of men anymore. So we can't really be mad if they're not stepping up and doing it.
Because we're part of the problem.
Because we're part of the problem. I mean, if a man runs to open a door for me, I'm like, I got it, and I'm opening the door. So I can't get mad if he doesn't open my door, because, you know, I want to be Miss Independent. So yeah, that is dying out, and that is why it's dying out, because so many of us are Miss Independent. But you know, that's just what life teaches us. But I know it's not dead, because my brother still opens the door for his wife, and he still takes good care of her. So I know it's not dead. It's still out there. We just have to require it.
So you're right, because I had a conversation with a young lady the other day, and we're talking about dating, and you know, she was like, you have to teach people how to treat you. And that's probably a rule I didn't learn out the gate. You know, like, you have to demand these certain things. More or less, I thought it just was what happened. you know. And so for some people it's natural, I think, chivalry, you know, they're raised like that. And then some people know but then don't do it unless you demand it. And so I always thought maybe that demanding things like that were being, y'all remember Whitley from Different World, being, you know,
Right.
all snobby and uptight. But no, that's not it at all. That's just a part of requiring respect from people and expecting certain things to be done. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it took me a long time to figure that out. So, I mean, it is dead in certain instances because, like Brandy said, people are not requiring that of men. And so some men are lazy and are only going to do as much as necessary or as little as possible. So that's we're in a conundrum with that. But what I do teach my sons is to open the door. I make them open the door and hold it open when we're going into places for me and the people behind them, in hopes that when they're older, this is just something they will naturally do, and some women don't have to teach them how to treat her. They'll know. So as far as a first date or dream first date or just a good first date, I'm real competitive, so I need some activity. Let's go shoot pool. I don't know how to shoot pool, but I'm going to try my best. Let's go, I don't know, somewhere where we can play some games. Or I need things to be interactive because I ain't going to lie, I got a short attention span. And so I can only sit still for so long, and I got to be moving. So I may be a little bit different. I'm also a little shy, so I don't want to be around a bunch of people that he knows and I don't. You know, that makes me feel weird. So one-on-one, but let's keep it moving, and let's do multiple things. Like, don't just give me one place and that's it. That's boring. I'm not coming back for that. So we need to shake and move, try to do a few different things. However, I know I got all these ideas, but I'm not paying. I'm not paying for the first date. That's asinine to me. I can't do it. Not for the first date, because like Brandy said, if I got to come out of my pocket, then we homies. Right. You can't expect this to go anywhere else. I'm going to give you some DAP at the end of the night, and I'm going in the house and thank you for using your gas. I hope you at least drove. But I ain't going to be able to do it. And I don't know why men get all in their feelings about that. Right. You know, we should do Dutch. No, we shouldn't. No, we should not. Not if you're interested in me. I'm worth the cost of a first date.
Okay. And you're supposed to be showing your best.
Right.
You know, put your best face on. Going Dutch is not.
It's not. It's not. And maybe like in my 20s, because we both broke, maybe, okay? But we grown now, and if you can't afford to take me out, then you should not be focusing on dating. I think your priorities are messed up.
Exactly.
So you can't afford that.
Wow, y'all heard it. You heard it. I get that. D-Town said something when you're young and you're broke. And I remember being young and super broke. But at the same time, because I was broke didn't mean I didn't want to date. So I would take my dates out to the dollar show, because they always had a dollar show. And we'd go to the dollar show, and I can get a cheap bottle of wine or liquor or something, sneak into movies. I mean, because I'm from the hood. That's how we do it. And she wasn't down with that. Well, then I knew that I couldn't afford this woman. It wasn't a woman fun, but she was down with it. Then, hey, she going to have a good time. I could spend $10. $10. $10, and it's all good. She's full. She done got her drink on. She done had a good time and drop off at the house. I mean, you know, those first dates, right? Those first dates are amazing, and you get to meet that person. Then, of course, if things work out, things, you know, they grow. You know, like a watering a seed and the watering your plant. But you got to get past. You got to get the first base first.
Past the first date.
Yeah.
First impressions are always the lasting impression. So that's definitely a big one there.
And I definitely kudos for you mentioning the difference between when you're in your 20s and then when you're like in your late 30s and 40s. It's a whole nother ball game to me when you ask me out. I don't want to hear, let's go to the movies. I don't even know you. Why would we go watch a movie together? We can't talk for 2 hours. I don't even know you. Why would I feel comfortable sitting next to you? To me, that's a lazy date. Yeah. That's a cheap date. And I'm not going out with you anymore because you weren't creative. I remember telling a guy one time that same thing. You know, he was like, well, let's go out Saturday. Okay, well, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Call me back when you figure it out. You're asking me. We're 38 years old. Right. What's going on? Right. You know, you have to demand, just like you said, or you're going to get the lazy part of them.
Well, you heard it from the ladies, and I get that. I mean, that's grown man day when you're 38, 20 years old. You're in the movie theater. You ain't watched the movie. You talking anyway. And you trying to rub up on the girl. So ain't nobody watching no movie. It's a whole nother game plan. Right. By the time you go into the movies and you're an adult, you watching the movie, like I said, that's a season date.
Right.
And it's not cheap either. No. It's about $50. Take a chick to the movies. You better off getting a bottle of Ripple and a bootleg. But hey, that's just me. All right. Exactly. Netflix and chill. Oh, I love it, man. I'm not, hey, I'm a poor man dater. All right. I date the women that are poor. We gonna go on a cheap date. All right. You're watching Happy Hour Chicks. We'll be right back after this. This is Frank Nitty.
And I'm Brandy.
And I'm Alicia. And we're from the Happy Hour Chicks.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe
and like.
Hey, this is D-Town. Thank you for watching Happy Hour Chicks. We need you to subscribe and watch us on YouTube.
This is Frank Nitty of Frank Nitty TV. You're watching another episode of Happy Hour Chicks. It's time to learn to make another drink. This is the drink that the ladies are drinking today. The Frank Nitty Strawberry Pineapple Daiquiri Blaster. I'll show you how to make it. It's not that hard, it's pretty simple, but hey, it tastes wonderful. First thing you need, some type of blender. I do use a NutriBullet. It doesn't matter. You just need something that's gonna blend it up well. First thing I like to do is add my fruit. So I'll throw me some strawberries in there. Throw me some pineapples in there. And then, because it's a blaster, I like to take 3 full shots of rum. This is pineapple rum. Some ice. Let's see here. There we go. Should be enough. All right. Tighten it up real good. Blend it up. And there you have it. And all you need is a glass to pour it in, which I left. I'll get one, but you'll see us drinking them. And we'll be right back. Thanks for watching. All right, we're back. All right, well, again, as always, thanks for coming back and watching the Happy Hour Chicks. Well, we're going to dive right back into our next topic. Again, that was just way, way too funny about the first dates and stuff like that. But, hey, guys, make sure you take notes. North Korea. There's been a lot of news about North Korea. We're going to switch gears and go into a little politics. Kim is really off the chain. But at the same time, our President Donald Trump is off the chain. He knows how to put a log on the fire, right? What should be our next move with this situation? We got name calling. We got the Rocket Man. He's calling our president dotard, which is completely unacceptable. He's threatened to drop an H-bomb in the Pacific. We got sanctions. What allies do we rest on? I mean, if we go to war, can we win this war? Your thoughts, Alicia?
Well, first of all, I think that the president should be presidential. and not all the back and forth like you are in grade school. Let's be professional about it. Let's think before we speak. And if we are going to do something, let's do some action. Action speaks louder than words. And if you're just going to call names and say what you're going to do, no one's going to take you serious. So I would like for him to sit back, get with his cabinet or whoever his people are to speak with about how he should move next, because obviously he's not well versed in politics and foreign politics and war. So he needs to get with someone who can help him. I mean, that's the whole reason that you have a cabinet, that you have special people to really, they know more than you know. And it is okay to say that, because you need to have smart people around you, and he needs to just refer to them, because this could just be a disaster, because he's just running his mouth right now, and North Korea sees that. He's just running his mouth.
I completely agree with Alicia. Donald Trump is a trip, but I think he really does need to sit at the table with some intelligence and stay off his comments and going back and forth with this man with his threats, and really come together, sit at a table, and come up with a strategy for how they want to go about handling this situation, because we definitely don't need a war, but we do need to take action and make sure that this doesn't go further than what it needs to go.
So, Donald Trump, I can't find good words to say, and my mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, right? But Donald Trump has a Twitter problem, and he is operating in a world that doesn't mesh well with being a president, right? So you got to pick which space you're going to live in. You going to be the president, or are you going to be on Twitter tweeting all your thoughts all night? Because if you're in the middle of doing that, it lets me know you're not being strategic. Where's the time to put together your strategy if you're so quick to be on there beefing with another leader, a crazy one at that? So you just putting yourself right in the ring with this crazy man who can come unhinged at any moment, doesn't care about killing his people, don't care about killing our people. Why would you even get into that with him? But, I get it. Donald Trump feels like we haven't handled that situation, and somebody needs to shut him up. He's just going about it the wrong way. And this is scary for me, because I've got an 18-year-old son. See, it's all fun and games until your son has to go off to war. People want to jump bad and say, oh, that's right, Trump, till they start the draft. And your baby got to go. So ain't nobody, people who I hear is, oh, I'm glad he said something. Okay, well, how old is your baby? And when are they going to end up in combat? So, it's disheartening to me, because none of Trump's kids are going to go to war. So he don't care. He don't give a damn. So, if he had to think of it that way, I think he would be more measured with his words. But he's not, and I just pray that this doesn't go in that direction and we end up fighting a war not just there, but in Venezuela and all these other countries he's picking fights with. Because our military is already spread thin enough. Right. We are a superpower, but it has its limits. We only got so many people out there to fight. So, he's a trip, and I'm hoping he can find, a better way soon to control the things he says, because this is not the same thing. But he just went off and called the people who were kneeling in the NFL a bunch of sons of bitches. That is out of control. He's out of control, and the people who put this lunatic in office should feel some sort of way right now. I hope they do. So anyway, I digress. I can go on and on about Donald Trump.
All right, well, you hear the ladies. Now, of course, I can't let them off the hook like that. Okay, I'm not going to let them talk about our wonderful president, Donald J. Trump. Now, Donald J. Trump, you know, he's got his ways. But at the same time, he reminds me of, you know, he got that hood in him. You know, when you're from the hood and people start talking, hey, you're not going to just talk to me like you want to talk to me. Now, we knew in America when we elected Donald J. Trump as our president, we knew that he did not have the political way to move about things, because that's why people elected him. We didn't want our standard politician who skate around us all day with this skating. Now, Trump is straightforward, and I will agree with D-Town. The Twitter thing is off the chain. You gotta pull back on the Twitter. But definitely, we gotta handle Kim. He's out of control. And ladies, can we win this war? Because if we go to war, and I understand D-Town's thoughts, concerned about, you know, children being drafted and these many things, but we've been in a war really since President Bush. We've been in war. We've always been in war. I'm talking about first Bush. We've been in some type of war. We're still in war in Afghanistan. We were in Iraq. You know, we were always in something, and this would be that same type of similar war. As long as America doesn't strike first, nobody will jump in. It'll just be America against Korea. And just a little history, in 1959 is the last time that we took them out. Last time America, they bombed Korea, the Korean War. They destroyed North Korea. They had to rebuild from the ground up. So again, I'm gonna pass this back because I want to know, can we win this war? And about our allies, I mean, we know what's happening, but can we win the war, ladies?
Well, as far as our allies, I think that some of them would be on board to join with us and to help win the war, because it could really get crazy the way that Kim reacts to different things. But I still say that it doesn't have to be war. I know already China has stopped shipping fuel there, petroleum, and that started, I think, October 1st. So we already are doing some pushback there. So that's going to have some ramifications probably on everybody. We just don't know when that's going to happen. But we do need to be prepared to go to war. I think that we can win the war if we have everyone else on our side. We just can't do it by ourselves. We just can't do it by ourselves. It's the war, our army, they're not there. Our military is just not there. We don't even have people that like to go in the military anymore. So it's just like what D-Town said, that we're going to be drafted. They're going to be drafting people, and then that's going to be even worse, because these young people, they barely like to go to work every day. They are at home on somebody's couch or in school forever for 20 years, still going to school, still changing major to major. Can you imagine them fighting for you? I can't. It's kind of scary to think about. So we really need to sit down and talk about what we can do just to resolve it over the table. Let's have a meeting. You know, let's meet. Let's talk this out, because you're not children. Children usually plan to have an after-school fight or whatever, and that's what it sounds like. No, we don't even need to go there. We can fight at a table, get things organized, and figure out what's going on.
I definitely agree. I would not want no war, continuous war. And I don't agree with Donald Trump being gangster. I just think him and this other man just be on a power trip. And that's just what he's about, being on a power trip.
He's more ignorant than gangster. I mean, it's just
yeah, just reacting out of impulse, and he think because he's a businessman and he has some money and now he's president, he demands respect. But
That's that privilege.
that's
With speaking,
that's
gangsters move in silence. That's that privilege. You know, he's moving like a man who has a lot of money, and this is what they do: make demands and expect the sea to part and for things to just go their way. So that's he's a coward, if you ask me, because he likes to talk all tough from behind that podium. But I don't know if you all remember at one of his rallies, he up there popping off at the mouth. He's tough, talking about Hispanics, and something collapses in the back. You should have seen him. He thought he was about to lose his life. He ain't gangster. He's a fool is what he is. And he does too much talking and not enough moving. So all that being Mr. Tough Guy, he's 20 times worse than George Bush was with that tough talk. But when it really come down to it, which is about to, because he's pushing it in that way, let's see how he reacts. He tends to cave. We saw it when he went and met with those Democrats. He was tough, DACA this, I ain't doing that. They was in the room with him 10 minutes. They must have said something about some money, and he was all on their team. Y'all, I don't know how y'all even trust this man. You don't even know which side of the bed he gonna wake up on, who he gonna team up with. He gonna do what's in his best interest. Ain't got nothing to do with the country. It's got to do with Donald Trump. That's why he gets out there and sells his name like that. He's all about him. He always has been. Ain't none of this be no surprise to y'all. He is exactly who he said he is. He's out there doing all the things that he said he was gonna do. Disrupting the apple cart. He wants shit to be all, he loves chaos. He operates in this. And then wants to step up like he's the hero, but this is a different game now. Right. This is not your company, dude. You can't file.
Hi, I'm Brandy from Happy Hour Chicks. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like.
Hi, I'm Alicia from Happy Hour Chicks. Make sure you subscribe and like.
Hey, this is Happy Hour Chicks. Make sure you tune in on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, and like on YouTube.
This is Frank Nitty of Frank Nitty TV. Thanks for watching. I'm looking for more rap artists, more rock and roll artists, country, blues, whatever music you're doing, I'm interested in coming out to see you. You can reach me at frankw3@gmail.com. Don't hesitate, I won't be late. I'm ready to get at you. If you need to reach my buddy, that's also a part of my show, Reggie Reg, you can reach him at reggieuncle@yahoo.com. We're looking forward to working with you. All right, back to the show. We're back. Well, somebody just dropped in out of a parachute, half pint. Glad to have her. She missed out on the first two topics, but yeah, she dropped in. But, you know, it's happy hour. This is how happy hour is. No one goes nowhere without friends dropping in on the happy hour. Well, we're on to our next topic. Well, ladies, how can a strategy for single women, what do you have for them to raise children for success? Think about talking to your 20-year-old self. What advice would you have? We're going to start with Alicia, and she can pass it on to half pint, and we'll move it on back around to D-Town and so on. Here we go.
The best advice I can give is to concentrate on you. Don't worry about some guy. Don't worry about all of that. Don't worry about trying to hang out with your friends, because that will come. As a 20-year-old, when you're young, go ahead and get everything out the way. That means whatever you're going to concentrate on for a career, go to school, get a trade, whatever it is that you're trying to do, I say go ahead and do that then. Don't wait till later, especially if you're at home with your mom, if she's allowing you to live there, or if you have a roommate, or just whatever your situation may be. If it's a situation to where you have some leeway to save some money, to attend school, to pay for school, I say go ahead and do that. Utilize your help to the fullest. Usually at that time, if you're young and you have a child, your mom, your friends, everybody's on your team at that time, as long as you're trying to accomplish something for you and your child. Definitely concentrate on you. You will not regret it, spending time on you.
Things that I have to say to a 20-year-old, and me being 20, I deserve to speak on that subject. Be very independent. Do not depend on anyone. Independent is big. Set your goals out early. Like Lily said, concentrate on you. Do you. Have fun in the process. Don't lose yourself. Use your talents. To whatever talent you got, use it, because you never know where it might take you or could take you. You can be the most successful computer engineer just by taking down a computer without even, maybe not even going to school. But someone will pick you up like, hey, well, I need this computer fixed. And then you're like, hey, this is a gift I have. So let me use this gift and start my own business. Get you some cards, print them up. Take care of you before anything. Make sure that you have a 401k. If you got to make up one, I got a 401k. Just say that you're a millionaire. I am a millionaire. Say this to yourself every day. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I am kind. I am pretty. I am handsome. And I can do this. So I'm going to pass the mic on to D-Town.
So half pint, that last part that's super important. Positive affirmations. Yet another thing I wish I would have known in my 20s, to speak life into myself, because you'll come across enough people who will not speak life into you, and so you've got to be in your full armor out there. And so I really wish I would have known that early on and been able to take heed, because I feel like my life would be in different places if I believed more in myself. Another thing that I would have told my 20-year-old self was, take advantage of your youthfulness. So I don't consider myself old, but things start changing, and you don't have the same energy. Yeah, your skin's flawless. This is all of these things that I really wish I would have embraced more to build my own self-confidence. And one of the last things I would say is to build and defend your village, because it takes a village, especially as a single mother. You should not expect it to do it all on your own. And there are people out there that will help you, that are genuinely interested in your success. And those people, when you identify them, make them your village and make sure that they're included. Because you try to be too independent and do everything on your own. But there are people out there that start to love your children and that want to be in their lives, and you're so busy being independent and trying to do everything yourselves that your village slowly falls away. And the older they get, the more you're going to need them, that support. So you can do it, and you can do it being a single mother, but get your support systems in line, believe in yourself, and be happy about your youth.
Well, I'll start off with, the single mother. I did it for a few years, and as a single mother, always lead by example. Just know your children would not be small forever. The partying, the doing things like that can wait. You still gonna be able to handle all that once they grow up, but you would never be able to relive your baby's first steps. You would never be able to hear their first words again. I think you're very capable of raising a child by yourself, but they have to be priority, but you also have to make time for yourself. When my children were young, I always made sure they had an early bedtime. About 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I had my hour or two to read a book or to focus on myself, do something that I enjoy doing. You always have to put both of those things as priority, because if you don't take time to take care of yourself and to make sure that you're doing for yourself something that you enjoy, it's going to become stressful and it's going to become overwhelming. You want to teach your kids how to be successful, then you be successful. You make sure you strive for your dreams. You make sure you're working hard. You make sure you're setting that example for them, because they're watching you and they are going to follow your steps. So what advice I would give to my 20-year-old self? will be just that too, because I feel like I missed a lot of my children's life. Just focus on them, focus on myself, make sure the career, I wish I would have finished out college from when I started, focused on my career so that I can be there more for my children. I can afford to take them on those vacations and I can do more. But yeah, enjoy your life. At 20 years old, enjoy. Make sure you always put in time for yourself. Make sure you are a priority. Make sure you love yourself, because nobody else is going to be able to love somebody that doesn't even love themselves. That's what I have.
Hey, you heard it from the Happy Hour Chicks. And just to sum it up, the ladies are telling you, speak positivity into your life, speak the power into your life. Just because you had a child at a young age, life is not over. Right. You can still build, but you're going to need more focus. The strategy is, in the success, they just giving it to you. Speak the power, focus, react. Make sure you spend the valuable time with the children, because like they know that you're not going to get to see them turn 2 again. They only turn 2 once, right? And 3 and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you stay focused, stay grounded, leave the partying alone. You may not need to date. That's not important. Right. Focus on what's important. Stack that career, education, whatever you're trying to do with your life, what you started to do is still can be done, will require more focus. Ladies, this has been wonderful. Absolutely fantastic with you as always on the Happy Hour with Chicks. Yeah. You know, this is great. This is our 5th episode. I'm really enjoying it. We're going to continue to film as always. I don't know what else to say other than thank you for being awesome. Thank you for sharing light with our viewers. Thank you for giving them, some of them didn't have a way out, didn't know what they were going to do, but you just gave them some very, very valuable jewels that they can take and go back and replay and watch this. Because nobody was talking about, we didn't have YouTube when we were coming up. There was no YouTube. There was nobody talking about nothing like this. You didn't have friends say, hey, barely was a 2. You're a half fight, right? So, hey, it's been wonderful. I tell you this, tune in to us again for episode 6. It'll be coming soon. Ladies, anybody got anything last word to say other than bye-bye?
Happy Hour Chicks.
All right, we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.
Like
and subscribe.
And scroll. Scroll, comment, subscribe, all that. All that everybody just said. Everybody the Happy Chicks just said all that. All that. Deuces. Always gotta come in and say something. Hey, ladies!
Our producer!